Hi, I'm Lee Partridge and welcome back to Col U TV for another midweek show at the start of a new season, the 2022-23 season. We hope you've all had a great summer so far, recharged those batteries and are ready and looking forward to the new campaign. The lads, as you all know, have been back in pre-season training since June the 20th and managed to spend a few days away as a squad down at Bath University. Games against Reading, Swansea and Bath were played while they was away. And also we've seen them here at the JobServe Community Stadium. Charlton, Millwall and Southend were the opposition for 3 competitive matches. All has gone well pre-season, apart from picking up a couple of injuries. Tommy Smith and Amir Hughes, of course, which you will once again probably know. The last of those friendlies was against Southend, a competitive game. So let's see how that panned out.
Mooney up against Clampin, he's forced back, and then there's good work there by Alan Judge, doing his defensive duty to clear the ball long for Akinde on the break, into the penalty area, looking to slot it past Arnold, who saves with his legs, comes back out, and the volley there from the Colchester United man. Clampin for Colchester, back to Eastman, puts the ball over the top this time. Noah Chilvers is looking to break into the area. Noah Chilvers up against Hobson, looking to flop the ball past Arnold, who saves with his right hand and puts it behind for a corner. Looks for the chip over the top to Clifford, who stayed wide on that left-hand side. He's looking for the run of Bridge, looking to get to the byline, pull the ball back for Dolby, and it's just wide of the target. Steve Arnold setting up the free kick for Southend United. He'll float this one long. Tom Eastman will get ahead to it, and it will be helped on by Cole Skuse. Then off the head of Noah Chilvers, John Akinde will try and chase Sean Hobson down, and he does really well there to nip the ball off Sean Hobson. Breaking into the area is John Akinde. He's got Freddie Sears in space. Freddie Sears! 1-0 Colchester United, slotted into the right-hand corner. Freddie Sears opens the scoring.
He's Bridge to Clifford. Clifford with the early ball. Dolby and header against the woodwork. Great leap, powerful header. Hornby beaten, the woodwork wasn't.
And Jack Bridge picks the ball off Cameron Cox, out wide to the left-hand side of the penalty area for Sam Dolby. Cuts it back to Mooney, tries to curl an effort into the far corner, and it's out wide for a goal kick.
Probably not much stoppage time, not like league games, which seem to be creeping up every season. As Ray timed his run, he has, and he's brought down over the far side. Referee's assistant waving Ray to play on. He's got options inside the penalty area. Shot from distance, takes a deflection. Southend are back on level terms, and the goal scored by Dan Mooney. Cox robbed by Powell. Powell chases forward, left-hand side, diminutive in stature, out to the left to Ray. Ray cutting inside on his right book, back to Powell. Powell drives in a shot, strikes the legs of a Colchester United defender. Southend will have another shot from distance, straight through Hornby, and Southend United have come from behind and now lead this game, coming back and leading by 2-1 in their long journey back down a closed A12. As Jack Powell jinks towards the goal line, sets him in the penalty area. Good block in front of Eastman, otherwise Hornby was going to be tested to his right. You don't want to do that when you're 1-0 down and you're the last knockings of the game. Can Newby manufacture something? Right hand side of the penalty area. Sears with the shot. Sears with the follow-up shot. Deflects. Headed goalwards. And level. Akinde has scored from just outside the 6-yard box. It was a cross by Newby. 2 efforts by Sears, and John Akinde nods the ball goalwards and level things up. Colchester United 2, Southend United 2.
The last friendly took place on Saturday at Ebbsfleet when the lads played out a 2-2 draw in the hot and humid conditions just over the bridge in Kent. We'll hear what Wayne Brown thought about the game and the build-up to the season a bit later on, but let's switch our attention to off-the-field matters and a big appointment for the summer. Over the summer, long-standing supporters of Colchester will probably remember the name Dimitri Halaiko, who did a great job working with the football in the community and the academy at a time when we started to work closely with Thirstable School in Tiptree. Dimitri has had a number of jobs and roles elsewhere since then, which he would tell us about in a moment. Dimitri has returned to the club as sporting director and was speaking to David Gregory here on Col U TV.
Dimitri, welcome back to Colchester United. How did this move back come about?
I've always kept in contact with the club, always followed the club. It's always one of the first results I look for. There's players in the first team that were young players at the club when I worked here in the academy, so always look out for them. I've always lose contact with the people here, whether it be the chairman or whether it be the first team management. So always had that link, and then over a few conversations, it became apparent that there was a role available that the club felt I was best suited for, and I was really interested in trying to come back and help the club move forward.
And how you settled in over the past few weeks?
Yeah, very good. It's good to see a few familiar faces and a few new faces as well. I managed to get across a couple of games at the 18s, the 21s, and also the first team. So just starting to get to know all the players and all of the staff and get that overall knowledge needed to then put together a strategic plan to help move us forward.
Yeah, and obviously you were with Colchester United in the academy and in the football in the community a few years ago. What have you been up to in the intervening years?
Yeah, I've worked at Norwich at the academy there. Worked all the way from the YDP to be the League 23s coach there when we were in the Premier League, and then went to Leicester. I was at Leicester, head of player development at Leicester from under 23s all the way down to under 9s. So oversaw the whole kind of football development programme there. West Ham, I was under 23s lead phase coach, linked quite closely to the first team. Also had roles at the Premier League and the FA. So I've been pretty busy, moved around a lot, seen a lot of different environments, a lot of great people. You know, my standards, my kind of reference point for high standards now has gone up. I've seen some of the best in the business work and worked kind of side by side with them, whether that be first team managers, first team coaches, or technical directors. I've worked with some really good ones, whether it be David Moyes at West Ham as a manager, or John Rudkin or Ricky Martin as technical directors at Leicester and Norwich, or Alex Neil as a first team manager at Norwich. I've been really fortunate to work around some really high level people that have really brought me on and improved me.
Yeah, and those experiences will help you and hopefully help the club here at Colchester United, who over the past few years brought a lot of players, through the academy into the first team. How difficult is it these days to continue to do that and bring players through into first team?
Yeah, hopefully I can bring some of my experiences back, some of my knowledge that I've learned back, and that will hopefully progress things on further here. The club's always had a good history of developing players, something we want to continue and push on even further. Some of the ones that are in the first team now, like Ryan Clampin and Noah Chilvers, I remember as 9, 10, 11-year-olds, and ones previous like Sammy Smodics and Frankie Kent also. I remember them as young kids. So I know the history of the club from before, bringing players through, and I was a small part of that. And then while I've been away to my other clubs, I've had success bringing players through as well. All of those clubs I've worked for, they've all been youth-minded football clubs as well, and development-minded football clubs where they want to make players and staff better and progress and push players through the pathway. So no, it's a club that's got a good history of that, and that's one of the reasons why I think it's a good fit for me.
Yeah, it's probably important at every level, but how important is it at this level that local boys come through, or local talent comes through into the first team, and that gives other youngsters aspirations that they can do the same?
Yeah, I think it's great for people to see local talent come through. I'm a local boy, I'm a Colchester boy, I was born in Colchester, I went to school in Colchester. So speaking as a local boy, any other local lads we can get in, I think it just drives the football club forward. You look at any successful team really that's gone through and dominated things, they've normally had young players from the local area as part of that, whether that's the Manchester United team, whether it's the Barcelona team, whether that's even our team years ago that had John White, Dean Gherkin and people like that in it. Most teams that are successful will have some homegrown players driving the standards who are really hungry and set the standard of what it means to the fans.
And obviously, overall recruitment is going to be a key element to what we do in Colchester United as well, isn't it?
Yeah, recruitment's always a major part of any football club, and that's at all levels. And that's staff and players as well. Getting the right people in the building that are going to do a great job for Colchester United is so important. Otherwise, we can't push things forward. So every new recruit we bring in, hopefully, it's going to be someone that can push the club forward in a better direction.
I'm sure you'll all join me in welcoming Dimitri back to the club and wishing him the best of luck with his new role. By the sounds of what he was saying, of things. A lot of what he will be doing will involve the transition of our young players from the academy into the first team. In the academy itself, we have a new academy manager, James McFarlane, and a new lead coach for the under-18s, former pro Elliot Ward. And once again, we welcome them to the club, and we'll be speaking to both of them ahead of the new season in the academy. So make sure you do keep an eye out on Col U TV for all of that. If you do want to contact us about Col U TV, about maybe something in the programme or on the big screen on match days, please do contact us here at media@colchesterunited.net, as so many of you do throughout the season. So that's once again media@colchesterunited.net. The last pre-season was the 2-2 draw against Ebbsfleet. So let's catch up with Wayne and get his thoughts on the game itself and the upcoming season.
Wayne, final pre-season friendly. Did you get everything out of it that you wanted?
Yep. There was another exercise where questions were asked. They moved it about well. A little bit like Southend, probably not as well as them, but they moved it around well. We had to problem solve, which I think we did for large parts of the game, which was again a real good exercise. Real big positives comes out of the game. We should be scoring 6 goals with not half chances, clear-cut chances. So again, can we install that ruthlessness in the final third? But I felt at times today, yes, we did change our system for the last 20 minutes, which I think helped. It's about the lads knowing roles and responsibilities in what system that we throw at them. And I said every time we did it, probably last year, we got reaction, and we got reaction this year. You know, we find ourselves 2-1 down in a game of football, but we found a way again to get something out of the game, which again was pleasing.
Yeah, and whilst results don't really matter in pre-season in terms of points, they do from next week, and it's nice to make sure that you don't lose games when you do change things around.
Yeah, I mean it's just installing that mentality, that never lose mentality, which for large parts of the season when we came in last year we had that. It's just about installing the group to get that back, and as you've seen for the last sort of 3 fixtures, the Championship fixture included, we've managed to get stuff out of the game, which was good. Even when things weren't going our way, even when things weren't at the races, individuals, units, as a collective, we found our way to sort of dig our way into getting a result.
Yeah, 7 days away now from the first league game of the season. Most managers maybe know their team, but still all to sort of gain for the week's training for the lads.
Yeah, loads of work to do. Again, we've got 7 days until the first game against Northampton. Still loads to do, as I'm sure everybody up and down the country have still got work to do. There is competition for places, which we want. But ultimately we'll try and pick a team next week to go and get a result against Northampton.
Yeah, and lost one of the members of the squad today with Shamal George going to Livingston. Is that something that you're expecting and you're going to be able to manage all right?
I expect there's going to be interest and bids from people for our better players. That's just the nature of the beast. Ultimately Sham wanted to go and play in a better league. He wanted a fresh challenge. And ultimately we felt that the money that we got from Sham was acceptable. So ultimately it's a win-win for him, for us, and we move on. We let him go and play at the level that he wants to go and test himself, and we move on as a club. I think what you find is if you do deny opportunity to individuals, it can go the other way, and that's not what we're about. We've done the same to Brendan. We've obviously done the same to the big man, and it's about now bringing good quality in to give competition for places like we've had both pre-season and last year.
So that was head coach Wayne Brown talking to David immediately after the Ebbsfleet game at the weekend. And it sounds like everything is geared up to the weekend's League 2 opener against Northampton. You can still be there, of course, to support the lads. Tickets are on sale at the used ticket office, at our ticket office, and that's until 2 p.m. on Friday. But you can still buy on the day at Sixfields on Saturday. Right, should we take a look back at a recent game against Northampton Town when we took them on? So it's nearly here. It's nearly upon us. The new 22-23 season begins on Saturday with the trip to Northampton. Hope you can be there. Tickets are also available for the U's first home match, which will be here on the 6th of August against Carlisle. Head to colutickets.com to purchase your tickets. Once again, I know the club has mentioned this, but thanks for all your support in buying tickets and season tickets once again. Look, enjoy the season ahead. Enjoy the trip. Safe journey to and from Northampton. And we'll see you back here very, very soon. Until then, it's goodbye for now.